Hello everyone, this is Ryan the Meme Guy, and I'll be making my predictions for the top 16 in the Battlebots tournament. Now before we begin, my phone might be darkening and sometimes when I don't touch it. That's just how it works. I'm not going to be touching it over and over again when I'm rambling about the fight. So if it keeps darkening just like it just did right now, just ignore it and just listen to me ramble about the Battlebots fights. Starting on the left side, we have Endgame versus Minotaur. Now this fight is going to be a battle for low ground, which is going to be a theme in these fights. There's going to be a lot of battles for low ground in this Treaty of 16. Now, these are two really great, really well built robots. Minotaur is very well driven and has a very powerful drum spinner. Endgame, the reigning champion, very powerful vertical spinner, and it's very hard to beat it. Now, this fight is going to be very close. There's going to be a lot of big hits. It's going to be a battle for low ground, and it's going to be who can outlast the other. Like, there's going to be a lot of big hits. It's going to be all about durability as well. Now, I'm going to take on a limb, I'm going to say Minotaur wins this fight. Because, as you see in the past fights, Endgame's forks aren't really that well built. They're very fragile. Like, just one hit from Minotaur's weapon, those forks are coming right off, which is not really going to help Endgame since they're not going to have a lot of forks in this fight. And when Minotaur takes off all those forks, Endgame just not going to have a chance of winning. And then Minotaur's just going to get right under Endgame and probably send them flying. I'm going to take Minotaur to win this fight, and I don't think they win it by knockout. I think they upset the reigning champ. Moving on to the right side, we have Hydra versus Black Dragon. Again, another powerful low ground. Hydra, obviously one of the best flippers ever made, and Black Dragon, a very good drum or egg beater spinner. Very good, very well driven, and they were former semifinalists. This fight is gonna be another battle for low ground, and fortunately for Hydra, they win usually those battles. So Black Dragon's gonna have to use their driving to their advantage, and they're gonna have to outdrive Hydra basically in this fight. But I don't know, this is gonna be a very close fight, because if Hydra gets enough flipped on you, you're dead. Either your weapon or your drive's gonna go out, and you're just gonna be Hydra's just gonna play with you for the rest of the fight. So, but I definitely think Black Dragon has the driving capability to outdrive Hydra. But I think I'm gonna go Hydra in this fight. I think Hydra wins the battle for low ground. I think they send Black Dragon flying at least 4 times, and I'll probably just disable Black Dragon's weapon. It'll just be easy flipping for Black Dragon. Going on to the left side yet again, we have Copperhead versus Witch Doctor. Again, a battle for low ground is the theme in this tournament. I mean, usually all the robots left are just vertical spinners nowadays, because that's usually the best weapon you can use in the tournament. And this is going to be a very explosive fight. Two very powerful weapons. They're going to go right at it. There's going to be sparks flying. And I think Copperhead wins the fight because, from what I've seen, Witch Doctor doesn't really have forks. They just have those wedgelets in the front that are used to make sure to have longer weapon reach, which I don't think is going to help them in this fight. I think Copperhead's going to get right under them, send them flying, and I think Copperhead will win this one by knockout. Also, I forgot to say, in the Hydra Black Dragon fight, I think Hydra wins this one. I think it goes to the judge's decision. Right over to the right side again, we have Blip versus Jackpot. Now, this is going to be another battle for low ground yet again. Blip, a newcomer, a new flipper, new technology. It's been working very well so far. And Jackpot, the hometown robot, the the Vegas robot, and they just defeated Tombstone, which they took a lot of damage. So I wonder if they'll be at 100% in this fight, because they took big hits from Tombstone. I wonder if they'll be like 100%. I don't know, but we'll have to see. But either how, I think even if Jackpot's at 100%, I think Blip wins this fight, because I've seen the pictures, I've looked at them back and forth. I think Blip is lower to the ground, and I think they'll get underneath Jackpot and send them flying, which will be bad news for Jackpot. And move on to the right side, to the left side again. Now we have Saw Blaze versus P1. Now, Saw Blaze, one of the best Sawbots in the competition, and P1, a underdog of the Battlebots. They're very durable. They can take a lot of hits, but there is really no chance that they beat Saw Blaze. They really don't have a weapon to harm Saw Blaze. Yes, they have that flipper, but Saw Blaze can still fight. So this is pretty much just a gimme fight for Saw Blaze. I think they will win by knockout. And sorry I keep forgetting, but I think Blip will win against Jackpot by knockout. Right side again, we have Whiplash versus Cobalt. Cobalt has one of the most deadly vertical spinners in the competition. Whiplash has one of the best drivers. Matty Vasquez, one of the best drivers in the sport, might be the best driver in the sport, along with Donald Hudson. This fight is gonna be battle for low ground yet again, and I think it will go kind of the same way as Fusion versus Cobalt, but this time it won't send Cobalt flying. It'll just be Whiplash getting underneath Cobalt and just tipping them over and making Cobalt destroy themselves. I think Whiplash wins the fight, probably by knockout, then Cobalt will get pinned somewhere. To the left side for the one more time, we have Uppercut versus Riptide. Riptide, a new rookie, so performing very well. And Uppercut, we all know them. They have one of the most destructive vertical spinners in the competition. They made an explosion against Saw Blaze last season, and they made another explosion against free shipping this season. So they can make explosions. We can see that now. I think this one is pretty much going to be another easy. I think it's going to be a very, very bad fight for Riptide. I think they'll just get tossed like 15 feet up in the air with that big vertical spinner of uppercuts. And it looks like Riptide's, from the first fights of Riptide, it doesn't look like their vertical spinner is very durable. It looks like after a few shots, their weapon will go down after a few big hits. And with Uppercut's one of the most durable robots in the competition, so I think this is pretty much just bad man. This is a bad match for Riptide, and I think Uppercut wins this fight by knockout. Now the final fight of the round of 16, we have Rotator versus Tantrum. Tantrum, one of the most durable robots in the competition. Same thing with Rotator. They both don't die easily. Now, I think Tantrum is gonna win this fight, because I think they're way better than Rotator. I think their weapon's way better, and I think if Rotator goes weapon on weapon with them, I think Rotator's weapon will start to break, and I don't know, this fight could go either way. I mean, Victor Soto is a really great driver. His driving can really turn a fight around. We saw this season with when he fought Kraken. I mean, he was losing that first half of the fight. Then when they got stuck and they resumed the second part of the fight, Rotator absolutely dominated Kraken, and it was such a good fight. And honestly, it's a 50-50 shot, but I think Tantrum's going to win it because they're very durable. And I think they can take those shots from Rotator pretty easily. And I think Tantrum is going to go on another very long run. So those are my predictions for the top 16 of Battlebots. Make sure to leave a comment down below. Yeah, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out. Peace out, my fans.